the news of the Fresh and Fit podcast being
My
demonetized
guys, my
on
guys.
YouTube, it was just on YouTube, right? It was no other platforms that took it. It's just YouTube.
Yeah, from the best of my knowledge, yeah, it was just YouTube, and now they're moving over to Rumble because Rumble's a freedom of speech for real, like type platform. Say what the
Uh,
hell you want to say.
I actually, how do I say? So first off, I I don't think YouTube, and I hope everyone just stick with me when I say this. I don't think YouTube should. They need to be careful doing that because it now becomes a slippery slope. And so, if people that were celebrating it, I was like, "What's going to stop?" You know, how Elon Musk purchased Twitter and has been doing all this shit. What's going to happen if someone like him buys YouTube and then starts doing that to any page that just disagrees with him? You know, it's like it becomes a slippery slope. But like you once it start happening to somebody and you cheer for it, don't get upset when it happens to somebody where you're like, wait, I don't see what the problem is. You know, and it becomes the whole whataboutism where it's like, well, what about this pie? What about this pie? What about this pie? So that's why I was like, hold on, what are we doing? But I actually understand why they were taking, why they lost their partnership. And I'm going to say it like this: if a Republican had a show and he went to like some random hood, picked up like 6 to 8 black guys on the corner. They came in and talked about issues, and then they used that to see, hey, see, this is why black people shouldn't have like, you know, that's where it's like, all right, they should have stopped with that. Like the messages that they preach, like some of the things they said like actually like help me out, like, you know, like working on your body and stuff like that, because it does actually help with like when you're down, like, yeah, just going to the gym, working out and shit like that, they do.
Yeah.
But it does become it is a misogynist mindset when you're, it's not just hating women. It's actually misogyny is actually like you think men are superior to women. It's like racism. It isn't hating black people, it's white people are superior to black people. So that's where when they kept doing that, or like when they'll do the like Gabrielle Union said that dumbass quote. Said I was making more than my husband, so I felt like I could cheat. And they're like, see, this is why women should have less. No, this is why Gabrielle Union's a dumbass. You can't group all women around her. It's just like one black person doing something and say, see, this is why black people should be in jail. Like, nah. That's where I'm like, that's where they should have chilled out on. So I actually understand why they lost the partnership. I just don't think YouTube should be doing stuff like that.
So I think a lot of people don't watch like the full video, like the full 3 hours and stuff, like I do. Like
Mhm.
the people that like they just cut up clips and make it like paint the narrative differently. But like in all like on most of the episodes where like she asks like Myron or Fresh, mostly Myron will ask like the girl, one of the females on the panel, like what does misogyny means, and they don't really know. Usually they just know it's a trending word at in 2023, and he
Yeah.
explains to them the hatred for women and blah 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 because they don't. I mean, they don't dislike women either, or they say it themselves like they love hoes, like like they say it off like and like out they'll admit like stuff. They'll tell them to refer to like actual definition of misogyny, and um yeah, it's usually like they're wrong about it. The females usually wrong about it, and they just pretty much teach guys how not to get played by women in 2023. Whereas some of the stuff that you would do back in the 50s for women
Yeah, yeah,
with
they don't work
women
that
does
shit.
not work in
Yeah.
2023 because female standards are way higher. And like back in the 50s, females weren't really working like that. But now that they are, they claim like they're a boss bitch, they're independent, and like all that stuff. But like as a man, like we are like we talked about earlier, we are providers and protectors, and like um we don't want to like if we're not gonna go somewhere where we're not really needed. So if a girl's like, I'm an independent bitch, boss babe, and all that stuff, independent from who? Men. You're independent from men. So like no guy actually wants to put up with that unless they're like trying to get sex. And any guy that says that he does he doesn't mind if his girl's like, I'm independent, blah blah blah. Like I love all, like I do what I want, blah blah blah. That he's probably most likely lying or dying on the inside because yeah, we aren't programmed for that. We like the feminine women that like low key like depend on us or whatever, and we're happy to help because we're both made for each other, and that screws it up when a female is like, I'm a independent woman and I'm a boss babe, and it kind of like makes everything out of order, if you will.
Well,
So
it's the I think if anything, a man who's masculine isn't going to like a masculine mindset from a woman. It's pretty much, and like I said, from what they like you said, I don't watch the thing. They'll post out clips as well from their page.
mhm.
A lot of the messaging is not bad if they just remove that. You see, she said it, so now this is what all women think. That's where it's like a line is getting crossed there, just because you're picking these women to speak for all women when the women you brought in are self-proclaimed IG models. Some got OnlyFans pages, some got this. Not all of them, but the majority of them are of that ilk. You can't say they're speaking for all women because that does cross a line because not all women are like that. Shit, to be honest, not all women, and obviously it's up to anybody if they want to believe or not. Not all women are looking to like, oh, I'm trying to find a husband. They're actually trying to really be independent. They're actually trying, so it's just a weird. That's just where they cross the line. But
But
their
imagine
overall
like,
message isn't bad. It's just
yeah.
that one thing that they're doing is like that's where everybody's hijacking everything. Is like, oh nah, you said this shit. Nah, that's fucked up.
But imagine a man like being like, oh, I'm an independent man. I'm a boss, but I'm just living my life. I got a job, blah blah blah. We don't go around saying that shit. So
Yeah.
like, it's weird that women do that. And like, um, what were you saying about the women? What else did you say about them? You said that they were. I lost my train of thought.
No, you good. No, I understand. Like, there's some like they're actually women who are like they actually want to be independent. Like they're not trying to find a husband, or like they're just different types of women where you're speaking about all women based on what these
Oh yeah,
people are saying. Like
I got it.
yeah,
So on their show, they interviewed over like 2,000 women, and they all have the mindset coming from different backgrounds, different walks of life, different professions, lawyers, doctors, and all types of women like come on that show. So it's not just bimbos from the Miami area, which is where they're based. So it's
mhm,
like the women that are well educated have like the same type of mindset as well. So it's like when people say that, it's kind of like, well, I mean, it's kind of be impossible to do a poll on the whole United States on like how women think. So, but based on 2000 is a good number to like,
yeah, yeah.
to once you start seeing a pattern of like over 2,000 women thinking similar in the similar way, then you're like, oh, okay, like statistically, it has to like something has to be a must because that's a that's a pretty
Yeah, yeah, that's a
big
large
number
sample
for
size.
girls
That
thinking
is a
a
large
lot.
sample
Yeah.
size for like
So
granted, obviously there are billions of people, but I know what you mean. 2000, it's not like you only interview 20 people. You know what I'm saying? I get what you like that does
they
make
all give
sense.
the same type of answer, like to like what they bring to the table as far as like getting like a guy that makes over the national average, which is like 56K now here in 2023, and like pretty much guys that make over like like I believe over, yeah, pretty much over I think it's 60 or 75K or something, like would be like considered as a guy like a upper
Yeah, okay.
high value or upper class whatever type guy. So there's the girls out there that think they could just have that because they look great. They don't have to bring nothing to the table. They could just kind of lay back. Not all girls, but like a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
modern day women type mentality and that extreme feminism type talk is like, I don't know, it's really weird in this day and age, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and I understand like the double standard. Like cuz I know the clips I've seen, they do a great job calling out double standards. from like, I was like, wait a minute. So y'all say that. What if a man, like you can't have it both ways type shit. Like I said,
Equality.
I just sort of wish that like somebody that they would listen to just said like, yo, or I don't know like what happened behind the scenes or anything like that. I'm not like getting into like what people have talked to them about. But
Mhm.
as soon as you get to the part where you say, see, this is why such and such don't deserve this. This is why such and such should have less. This is how such and such does that. I think that's all they had to cut out, where it's just like, if y'all just leave that shit out, y'all are fine. I really would. And I granted, they're not gonna, they don't give a fuck what I think. And I don't, obviously, I'm not nobody to them, but still, if they just cut that shit out, it would have been fine. Because then I think people would have actually, they wouldn't have reacted to the over the top statement. They actually would have sat there and let what he was saying sit. But instead, he went to the, oh, this is why they're less than us. All right, now, like, that's getting the reactions. Like,
Nah, that show's not politically correct. And they don't claim to be. They say kind of like what the hell they want on that show. But like, I don't think he has a book that says Myron has a book on there that says why women deserve less or something. But it doesn't really mean like why they deserve. They joke about it, but like
yeah,
it's basically the book is basically about just like again how not to get played by women. Like if you're showing a woman a lot of attention and she's not reciprocating, then show her less attention. That's like deserve less. That's what that means in that sense. Not like literally like
yeah. No,
women don't deserve food or
yeah, I
women don't
know.
deserve
Like,
to
no, I
drive. Women's
like,
rights they don't deserve rights. They don't no, that's not what they mean.
yeah, but I get what you're saying. But when you title a book, we live in 2023. When there's an article online, nobody clicks on the article. They look at the headline and they just run with that. He knows that.
That's their fault. I know it was because
I
it's an
know,
eye catcher.
but
It's a
he
catcher.
knows that. He
Yeah.
knows that.
That's why his book's number one in the what is it? The Amazon or the Apple, one of those damn bookstores. It's like the number one because people like, I don't know. People like the drama, but when they actually read it, they're just
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So when we have
oh,
this such a reactionary culture from people just being ignorant about stuff, they're going to take the reactionary quote and just run with that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand YouTube doing what they did because they were constantly running with their reactionary. Like, it's like the discussion. It's to the point. A lot of podcasts and shows, they're just looking for that reactionary moment. Like basketball, like Gilbert Arenas show, Gilbert's Arena, but they talk about things. There are times you can tell Gilbert Arenas just saying something outlandish just to create the discussion, But the only thing is though, it's not creating an ignorant group to literally have hate for somebody, you know?
they also say on the show though, like if you actually go out and like, disrespect women, put your hands on women or anything like that, they also do say that no one ever wants to clip that part.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah, I
oh,
know.
well, this isn't for you. This isn't for you. But of course, like you said, people are going to go out there and, look for those things. People, one, are trying to make them look bad because probably because their podcast is like doing like better than them.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like them or whatever. But then it's just like, okay, well, if you don't do your actual research or actually watch the full episodes or whatever, then that's again, we're all adults. Well, most of us, hopefully. Then that's your fault if you don't like actually do the research and like see if these guys really mean what they say out loud. But again, it's not a politically correct podcast either. Like they literally say whatever the hell they want on there. That's another thing that YouTube doesn't like anyways. It's
Yeah.
just like you really can't, which is why they're going to Rumble where you can literally say whatever you want basically.
I
So
have, and this my example is this, and two, when you say like people, imagine if you see a clip of two white guys, and the clip is like they just say something just outlandish about black people, right? What's going to
mhm.
drive you to be like, you know what? I'm gonna watch their whole 3 hour show to find out what this is really talking about. Like, there's people aren't wired that way.
Yeah, I know.
Is it
Which is why
so
those people aren't like the smartest people either. I don't think
yeah,
because they need to ask smart people ask questions like, what's the context of this? Like, what? How did it lead up to this? How did it end? So with people with attention spans of like 15 to 30 seconds these days, they just watch a little TikTok or like a clips or something, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I hate this group of people because of this one clip." When actuality is just like, "Oh, okay, I see how it got to that point, and
So
why
that
he said
that's
what he said."
where that's just where like my reason. So yes, that you have to look for the context, but there's certain things when you say certain things, the context really doesn't matter. Like I understand. I'm trying to not word this like so bad because yes, context matters. But if somebody just said, you know what, fuck all black people. I wish like slavery came back or something like that. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, how did he get to this point? Nah,
That's a little
fuck
that's
you,
extreme
nigga.
though. I feel
Like
like that's I feel
like
like that's extreme though. I
yeah,
feel like
yeah. That's what so like if you're a woman and you see a clip or see this is why this is why women should have less because y'all live off y'all looks and y'all do this. If certain women I can see being like, nah, fuck this, and just sharing that shit out, like, nah, like fuck that. Because they just saw that one, yes, they saw that one clip, but there's nothing going to motivate you to be like, I want to find out the context behind all this. You're just
well,
seeing that
a lot of
clip
women
where it's like, nah.
that think that they go on that show who've seen the clips, they ask at the beginning of the shows usually like, what was your opinion of the show? Have you heard of us? And some of them say yes, I've seen some clips, and it's y'all show misogynistic type, you know, actions towards women or whatever, or like y'all are mean and stuff. And
Hmm.
then by the end of the show, they're like, "Oh, it wasn't so bad." And then like Myron or Fresh will probably say something like, "Oh, that's because people like clip together everything that they say and just like make it look bad because that's what the media does anyways." And
Yeah, yeah,
so it's
yeah,
like they clip it together. But yeah, there's girls that go on there. They're like, "Oh, y'all aren't actually misogynists. Y'all just people don't like if you tell the truth, it hurts people's feelings. And a lot of stuff they say is based in like factual
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That's
So
true.
it's like it's gonna hurt some feelings no matter what. And we're just in a day and age where like if you tell someone the truth or like something that's factual,
Yeah, you're the bad guy.
it'll
Yeah,
hurt their feelings. Yep, you're the
yeah,
bad guy. And you could get canceled or anything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at in
yeah.
2023.
Yeah, nah, but in all seriousness, like again, I don't agree that anybody if YouTube's going to do that shit, then you're really creating a slippery slope. I think that shit's stupid as hell. Like they earned the shit to monetize their video, let them make money off their content. But like
Yeah.
definitely, I definitely see they'll be fine. I really think they will be fine through all that. But yeah, I thought it was just an interesting discussion because one for you, someone who watches a lot of it you could explain those things where people just aren't really getting to the actual message that they're presenting. They are going off the clips and shit. So
Yeah.
hopefully, like I said, and they're probably not gonna see it. If they do see it, I got no hate for the video. I was just arguing the other side where I think certain things could have been worded better. But yeah, I definitely think you did a great job explaining like what their overall message is and like the meaning behind certain things. Definitely.
Oh yeah. Another thing is people don't like is like they don't like Myron's tone because he sounds so assertive, and people are like they're not used to getting like either yelled at or like told, especially women. I think a lot of men, most men probably can handle it, but a lot of women they've never had their father or something like
Yeah.
yell at them like in a stern or
Yeah,
tell them straight up
exactly. The
facts.
stern
So they
monotone voice where it's just
yeah
like
they
fact
take
after
their
fact after
feelings
fact after fact.
and they're like, I don't like the way this makes me feel, so I'm
Yeah.
angry about it now, and now I'm gonna try to get this motherfucker canceled, and I'm gonna try to make him I'm trying to ruin his life and everything he has. I'm gonna get mad, blah blah blah. I'm gonna throw furniture and I don't know, get
They would
disrespectful.
100% hate the stern matter of fact after fact. It's like I hate
Yeah,
you.
it's
It's
like they
like
aren't used to like
I know.
authority. Like a lot of people aren't used to authority
Yeah.
these days, or like any type of like you have to say everything like okay there.
You
You have to
gotta show
sugarcoat everything.
empathy. You gotta show empathy. Like get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, so it's like yeah, man. Alrighty, this is how we're gonna do things. Things are gonna be soft and sweet now. Follow my lead, please, if you want to. It's not. You can't be like, you know, hey yo, follow my fucking lead, blah blah blah. You can't talk to people and like I don't know a certain way, or their feelings are getting to it, and then they don't take out the message that you're given. They just go off of like how they feel. Mostly, what I've noticed is mostly like females be that way, but it is what it is.
But the funny, if like my job, like they try to say, hey, don't just tell them no. What? Like the fuck you mean? You got people calling in like you sending us emails. Hey, can you file our taxes for them? No. You're like, oh, don't tell them that. I ain't telling. No. Like, the fuck you talking about?
Yeah,
Like
that's
people are just this country's so doomed. This country's so doomed, bro.
yeah. So it's like up to the few of us are to like I don't know keep things in check before it turns to like some type of clown world where it's really hard